bring something unique to our class. But the real proof of our hard work and tenacity, again, comes not from our wide range of skills and interests, but the character that we have worked so hard to build. Not a moment passes when we are free of the 10 phrases that profile us. Thinkers, open-minded, knowledgeable, caring, reflective, principled, balanced inquirers, communicators, and risk-takers. Apparently, our principled risk-taking was too profound for the IB administration, so next year, risk-takers will be changed to courageous. As much as we view these items as propaganda, we really do embody them in our words and in our actions.
Another thing that makes Shaker and IB in particular so special is the everyday support from our teachers. Teachers, you being here at 7 o'clock to help us review for a test meant all the difference in the world when we got our exams and saw a question that we felt confident answering. You adjusted your curriculums to match the ever-changing needs of the all-powerful IB administration wherever they reside. You learned the IB lingo with its IAs and WOKs and DRQs along with us. You patiently changed your deadlines so that we could procrastinate completing our extended essay drafts. You taught us everything we needed to know to get that 7 and so much more along the way. You taught us to investigate when we didn't understand and to persevere until we did. To our parents, we are in your debt for pretending to understand all the ins and outs of the program, listening as we repeatedly explained SLs and HLs and assured you that yes, our extended essays would turn out okay, even though you weren't allowed to proofread them. You stood by our sides as we typed away late into the early morning, racing to complete graphing assignments and essays about general thematic content. You made us coffee and entrusted that our tests being sent to Africa would be graded by people who speak English. In short, you let us grow up into young adults who are ready to face the world with knowledgeable minds and caring hearts. Thank you, parents.
We would also like to offer a big thanks to Hallie, our yoga instructor. It takes a lot of bravery to start a new program that teaches yoga to a bunch of stressed out teenagers. Thank you for entering our community with open arms and for starting what hopefully becomes a long-lasting tradition for IB here at Shaker. You gave us the confidence to attempt a handstand, pushed us out of our comfort zones. And, if only for the hour you were here with us for each session, most importantly, you taught us to simply drop the drama.
Another big thanks to Mr. Kelly, the overall extended essay supervisor. You awaited each draft of our monster papers with patience and ensured that we were all set to go when the moment came to send our essays off to be graded. For 2 long years of work, you were with us step in step, making guest appearances during Theory of Knowledge and following us around until we submitted a long overdue draft. Thank you for guiding us through what felt like an endless process and for making sure that we reached the end alive with a 14-page paper in hand and a cupcake as our reward. We would like to thank Ms. Bonner as well. Many a time we ran away from your office knowing we had not submitted our second quarter CAS requirements. Yet you always reminded us to get our work done with grace, understanding, and certainly a lot of patience. Even if it meant kidnapping several of us away from our lawn day activities, you ensured that we did our best to complete our CAS and get our diplomas. Thank you for leading us through and motivating us to expand our own horizons by completing activities that were letting us complete activities, or helping us to complete activities that were inspirational and actually meaningful to us.
Finally, we would like to thank Mr. Mitchell. Though he goes by many names in the IB community, the Silver Fox and T-Mitch, chief among them, his presence is unique and is without a doubt a huge reason for the large number of students sitting here this evening. You asked us to challenge ourselves from the beginning and convinced each of us to partake in this program. You made us into the community we are today, bringing snacks to Monday night TOK classes and ensuring we were comfortable when we showed up to our English exam with broken bones. You were passionate about teaching us philosophy. Under your guidance, we discussed issues that ranged from the role of sports in education to Plato's cave, things that many of us would probably never even have thought of otherwise. We may joke that you are the Orwellian big brother of the IB program, but the difference is that while you do have a way of knowing everything and are always there to guide us, it is because you truly care about each of us individually and wish us to go out into the world and make something greater of it.
We also wanted to thank you guys, the students, for everything that you have done to make our experience that much richer in this program. While we've already given individual shout-outs in our little song, Hanna and I wanted to say that all of you have been the best of friends. In the face of dreaded Euro orals or a freaky water cycle on steroids chem exam, you were the most wonderful of study partners. You inspired us, whether through some impressive multinational cast project or simply because of a pointed comment during a Socratic seminar. But I guess that in a way, all of this was training for what we're going to have to do in the future, not just for college, but for the rest of our lives. We've gained the ability to lead, but we also know how to work well with others. We know how to ask essential questions as we can recognize the questions that most likely have no answer, and rightfully so. While for the time being, we have all answered our most pressing question, what comes after Shaker, I think that very few of us know our post-college plans. One of the main purposes of TOK was to drive us to question the world, and now that we're done, we have the tools to try and find the answers.
IB certainly loved their questions. There were always endless questions to be answered, like, how do we define the truth? And how do we know what we know? What is the meaning of life? And can I count this for creativity hours? We may have asked more questions than we discovered answers for. But leaving a few questions unanswered only means that we ask the questions that matter the most. It means that we are curious, we are thinkers, we are open-minded. It means that we are still learning, and it means that we are still at the beginning.
Thank you.
Thank you.